Hey, it's a Humble Collector here. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the two-panel death card of Josef Pfaller. So without further ado, we'll go and get started. So going from the top here, we have a nice photo of Josef, and then moving down. With God for the fatherland, sacrificed his life, Josef Pfaller, a farmer's son from Buk, soldier in an infantry regiment who fell on February 2nd, 1942, in the heavy fighting in the East at the age of 22. Now, I was actually able to find a casualty record for Josef. He was born on August 14th, 1920 in Buk, and served as an Oberschutze in the 8th Company of Infantry Regiment 423, part of the 212th Infantry Division. And he would be killed by a direct artillery hit to the arms and legs 4 kilometers south of Spasskaja, near Novgorod, on the shores of Lake Ilmen, and is likely buried as an unknown soldier in the military cemetery in Novgorod. So we've talked about Lake Ilmen several times on this channel. There's a lot of heavy fighting around the region there. It's just south of Leningrad, which of course was under siege for years during the war, and there's a lot of bitter back and forth fighting. And that's definitely partly illustrated by the number of death cards I have for members of the 212th Infantry Division. In fact, Josef here makes 12 total. So going through some of those other death cards here, Heinrich Zinsberger was a Gefreiter in the 9th Company of Infantry Regiment 423 and was killed by a gut shot at Shadovo, Russia on January 20th, 1942. Lorenz Meyer was a Gefreiter in the 1st Company of Infantry Regiment 423 and was killed by a headshot at Vinnyagolovo, Russia on February 25th, 1942. Josef Sontner was a Sanitats Obergefreiter in the 3rd Company of Infantry Regiment 423 and was killed by a gut shot at Pogostie, Russia on February 26, 1942, so just a day after Lorenz. Ludwig Eigner was an Obergefreiter in the 11th Company of Infantry Regiment 423 and was killed by gunshot wounds to the left thigh, knee, and hand at Nikolskoye, Russia on March 20th, 1943. Franz Kuckelbauer was an Unteroffizier in the 5th Company of Grenadier Regiment 320 and was killed by a headshot at Venglenasi, Russia on April 25th, 1943. Alois Eisenreich was an Obergefreiter in the 10th Company of Grenadier Regiment 423 and died at Shopki, Russia on July 16th, 1943. Theo Sepp was an Obergefreiter in the Staff Company of Grenadier Regiment 423 and died from a shrapnel wound to the neck and head at Kelkovo, Russia on August 14th, 1943. Martin Sierch was an Unteroffizier and Zugführer in the 7th Company of Grenadier Regiment 320 and died from a shrapnel wound to the neck at Lodva, Russia on September 25th, 1943. Johann Musner was an Obergefreiter in the Staff Company of Grenadier Regiment 316 and died from shrapnel to the extremities at Tosno, Russia on October 12th, 1943. Georg Kaltenbacher was a Feldwebel and Zugführer in the 7th Company of Grenadier Regiment 423 and died from a gunshot wound to the heart at Svikrani, Lithuania on July 7th, 1944. And Peter Weber was an Obergefreiter in the 5th Company of Grenadier Regiment 316 and died from a headshot at Poznan, Poland on August 19th, 1944. So Josef here dying in February of 1942. 2 of the other 11 casualties I have also died in February of that year, just showing how vicious the fighting was that the unit was involved in at the time. And actually, the other 2 were also both in the 423rd Infantry Regiment as well. Now, moving to the bottom of the card here. Bitterly mourned by your loved ones who are bowed down with grief and pain, you too are now parted from us. Your dear heart is broken. Now rest, dear soul. May nothing disturb your peace in the grave until we see you again one day. Sleep well, dear brother. And on the back here, we have just a picture of Jesus, and then Ecce Homo, behold the man. Yeah, overall, pretty interesting card. It's kind of fascinating how often these units kind of show back up again and again over time, just showing how many casualties they're taking over the course of the war. Because by and large, a lot of the cards I buy, I don't know anything about the soldier until I actually go and research them. So the fact that just through buying cards over several years and doing the research, we've come across 12, out of all the videos I've done on this channel for the 212th Infantry Division is actually kind of impressive. But yeah, overall, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment down below. Love hearing from you. Thank you all for watching. Happy collecting, and I'll see you all again very soon.